Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for your time today. It's great to be here in noosa and to meet so many investors here in person. My name's Dougal Elder. I'm the Finance Manager at Sayona Mining Limited, based at our Brisbane head office. It's been a fantastic journey for Sayona over the past 2 years, and we look forward to a very exciting 2023 next year. Sayona Mining is an emerging lithium producer listed on the ASX under the ticker SYA. We have a market capitalisation of around $2 billion and recently admitted to the ASX 200 index in September of this year. We have a strong balance sheet, well funded through to production of $140 million of cash on hand. That'll take us through to production early next year and beyond, and also standby facilities of $190 million. So good level of funding to take us through well deep into next year. Experienced board and management team led by our Managing Director, Brett Lynch. Sayona has the largest lithium spodumene resource base in North America, which means we are well placed to become the largest supplier of lithium in North America. The key milestone for Sayona next year is getting the North American lithium facility into production, which is on track to be delivered in Q1 of 2023. Sayona is pursuing a dual spodumene concentrate hub strategy with our Abitibi hub in the south of Quebec and the northern hub in the north of Quebec. The Abitibi hub is anchored by the North American Lithium project, and in the north it's anchored by the Mobilan project. In addition to our spodumene concentrate hubs, Sayona is also actively assessing options to go downstream within the province of Quebec, assessing both lithium carbonate and lithium hydroxide options to value add the spodumene output from the two hubs. Outside of Quebec, Sayona has some geographical diversification with gold and lithium assets in Western Australia. The gold assets are nearby to De Grey Mining's Hemi discovery, and the lithium assets, a portion of them are subject to an earn-in arrangement with Morella Corporation. So why Quebec? We think that Quebec is a fantastic jurisdiction in which to develop lithium projects, and there's a number of reasons for that. Given the proximity of Canada to key American EV and battery metal markets, the cost to deliver product into America is substantially lower than alternative jurisdictions. In addition to lower freight costs, Quebec has a plentiful supply of clean green hydro. We anticipate that a large proportion of our processing plants in Quebec will be powered by hydroelectricity, which will lower our cost of production, but also has the added benefit from an ESG perspective of producing green spodumene for a green electric vehicle. Quebec has a high-quality resource base with high-quality deposits, which improves as you go north. And I would note that our northern hub sits in the James Bay region, which hosts some world-class hard rock spodumene assets. Quebec has world-class infrastructure, skilled mining labour, and located to key markets in North America, as well as established road, rail and port facilities. And finally, a really big one for us is the provincial government support from the government of Quebec. They are a strong, positive and supportive government. They've really supported Sayona, they've invested in us and are keen to see us develop our battery metals value chain within the province, which is in accordance with their governmental strategy. So our two spodumene concentrate hubs, we have the Abitibi hub in the south, anchored by the North American Lithium, and the northern hub in the north, anchored by Mobilan. The nameplate capacity of the concentrators at the two plants is roughly similar, with the NAL nameplate capacity at 220,000 tonnes of spodumene concentrate. That's in situ now and on track to be in production by Q1 next year. And in the north, we're also targeting a nameplate capacity of around 200,000 tonnes. The outcome of that will be subject to resource upgrades coming next year, as well as feasibility studies into the development of a mine and concentrator in the north, which will also come through next year. And as I mentioned earlier, Sayona is well placed to go downstream in Quebec to value add the spodumene concentrate into higher margin lithium carbonate or lithium hydroxide. And a number of locations are currently under review by the team. The Abitibi hub is anchored by 3 assets. The North American lithium asset, which Sayona purchased in conjunction with Piedmont Lithium in August last year. That joint venture is 75% Sayona Mining and 25% Piedmont Lithium. That was an existing asset that under previous owners had over $400 million of investment sunk into that asset. It's an existing mine and concentrator that has produced in the past. Part of the value proposition with Sayona purchasing NAL was that we were able to combine our nearby Ortier project with NAL. And the great thing about that was we were able to avoid costly duplication of processing assets at Ortier by using a hub and spoke model to ship the Ortier ore into NAL. It also provides advantages around permitting, given that we're not building a concentrator facility at Ortier, means that the permitting process will be much quicker. The Tanzan project is also part of this hub, which is an exploration project with near-term potential. A key thing about Sayona in Quebec is that we have developed really strong relations, not only with the government of Quebec, but also with First Nations communities in the south and other stakeholders. Sayona is actively looking to broaden our relationship with First Nations in the south, and then also targeting broadening those partnerships with communities in the north as we start to develop the Northern Hub. Oops. So the NAL project, as I mentioned, bought in August last year for $100 million. Sayona Quebec, that is 75% Sayona and 25% Piedmont Lithium. It's an existing brown pit operation on track to be restarted in Q1 of next year. Targeting nameplate capacity of 220,000 tonnes. So we'll ramp as quickly as we can after we get stable operations going. Predominantly powered by low-cost hydro, which is a cost of production, but also a positive ESG perspective. And we have a resource there of about 102 million tonnes. The restart, so we're on track to deliver production in Q1 of next year. We've commenced the PFS into producing lithium carbonate at that site. When we purchased NAL, the previous owners had half-built a lithium carbonate facility. So we're looking into the economics and the feasibility of getting that plant going as quickly as possible. I should note that if that project goes ahead, which we certainly hope it does, then 100% of the spodumene concentrate produced by NAL will be diverted into the carbonate plant at NAL, which will drive an increase in profitability for Sayona Quebec. We've also signed key contracts with local suppliers in Quebec. The mining contract and the rail contract have both been signed, and operational teams are being trained and mobilised as we speak. The Ortier project, this is nearby to NAL, going through the final stages of permitting. As I mentioned, the value proposition with the NAL acquisition meant that the permitting process is much simpler, much faster. And the thing here with, even if the government doesn't require us to go through a formal back process, Sayona is actively considering going down that path because we consider from a win-win perspective maintaining our social licence to operate with the First Nations and local communities, but also getting that ore from Ortier into NAL to give that consistency of supply through the plant as it hits, as it ramps to nameplate production. The resource at Ortier is 17 million tonnes, so for the hub combined, around 119 million tonnes for the Abitibi hub. In the north, underpinned by the exciting Mobilan prospect, so we've done a significant amount of drilling at Mobilan this year. We would expect resource upgrade and initial JORC resource early next year from that. We've recently acquired some new claims around Mobilan in the Lake Albert prospect, which expands that footprint. And as I mentioned earlier, this is located in the world-class James Bay region, which hosts a number of world-class hard rock assets. So the Mobilan project, also acquired last year. This one is 60% Sayona Mining and 40% Soquem, which is a subsidiary of the government of Quebec. We bought this in October last year. Existing resource is about 12 million tonnes, but that's a non-JORC resource. It's a foreign estimate. The drilling work that has been completed this year will hopefully look to upgrade that and formalise that with an initial JORC resource. The other thing that not only with the feasibility that's ongoing at NAL, we've also got feasibility studies commenced at Mobilan to deliver a mine and concentrator up there. So we look forward to those studies coming back in Q2 and Q3 of next year. Timeline to production. So Sayona is focused on getting NAL into production Q1 next year. We've got a clear path to production. That'll be a really significant milestone for Sayona as we get into production, enter producer status and start generating cash flow. The Ortier permitting process is ongoing, but we're looking to expedite that as well to get that first ore from Ortier into the NAL plant for consistency of supply as we ramp to nameplate capacity. And then other activities ongoing are our refinery activities around the NAL concentrator, Mobilan output concentrator, as well as the Mobilan feasibility studies. So as I said, an exciting journey that Sayona has been on for the past couple of years. We're looking forward to a big 2023. As we get into production, we look forward to results on the NAL carbonate feasibility study. We look forward to results on the Mobilan feasibility study, as well as resource upgrades from the Northern Hub. And then as we move further out, getting the Mobilan project into production and up to nameplate capacity, as well as developing additional refinery capacity for the spodumene concentrate produced at the Mobilan project. So in summary, Sayona, we're focused on Quebec. We're going big in Quebec. It's not just a simple mining operation. We're really looking to develop an integrated battery metals value chain in Quebec, which is consistent with the government of Quebec's strategy. And we think we're well placed to service the fast-growing EV and battery metal markets of North America. If you have any questions or would like to come and have a chat about Sayona or the presentation, we have a booth outside. It'd be lovely to have a conversation with you. Thank you very much for your time.